Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Another rookie mistake. Anyway, good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Hi, everybody. E.T., Going Grays, how you doing? Al, Joe, Tommy J. Who else is in here? Black Sheep, how are you? Who else? I know I saw. Hey, Douglas, how you doing? I saw Johnny in here too, I think, right? Hey, Johnny, how you doing? Okay, Robert Mack, how you doing? And I think I got everybody. Yeah. And how do you like my green screen? Anyway, I moved over the laptop and stuff. I've been staying here the last couple of nights. They set up a one of the kids' beds in our bedroom so I could sleep on that. Of course, my wife has that thick deal just laying on the floor for now anyway. And I'll go into that too. I've got a whole thing on the moving deal. But I wanted to get into my mistakes because Jake had hit me up. Hey, Mark, glad to see you can make it, about the membership and stuff. Here's what happened. Me being the fantastic IT guy that I am, I had an AdSense account, but I never verified it. And I didn't want to do that. I wanted to get another AdSense account and then have my wife do it and have that for the channel. Anyway, so it goes to her directly. So instead of looking at YouTube, like I should have done, and found out how to switch them, I deleted my AdSense account that I had started. She had already started hers and already got her PIN number and everything to set it up. And so like an idiot, I deleted it. Once I deleted it, all the memberships went away, the monetization, all that stuff went bye-bye. I mean, not for good or whatever. So it's gonna, I guess what I'm saying, it's gonna be probably a week or something before it reapproves me and then I change it. And it's so stupid because I looked at the YouTube video on it, and it's a couple of clicks. Click, 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 change, blah, 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 and then verify her deal, and I would have been done. But, you know, I'm this high-tech guy. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Hey, Martin. Hey, David, how are you? So anyway, so that's why. So it will come back, and just to let everybody know, the PayPal thing worked. So that still works, but anyway, that will go. And like I said, I'm going to give her the money for the ice cream thing anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether it comes out of there. But I think we were talking the other day, the Google thing, they take 30-40% of it, but which doesn't matter. I mean, something's better than nothing. But anyway, okay, to the next thing. So I'm staying here. I moved my little 10-inch pad that I usually watch by the bed and a TV tray and stuff, so I'm set. Gonna stay here. We're gonna move Saturday. The oldest daughter that went to the apartment, my mother-in-law went with her, and because she didn't want her to be alone, and she's like the driving force with getting stuff moved, packing and whipping people and getting stuff done. So she's going to come back today. As it turned out, there's a same age as my daughter, the oldest, 18, in Bangkok, and she needs a place to stay too. So they're both going to stay in the apartment so they won't be alone, and it worked out. So she'll be here today, Saturday, and unbelievable again. I think a 4-man crew, and a giant truck. My wife just informed me this morning, all day, starting at 10 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock. They will move everything to whatever location, because we got some of the stuff is going to go to my in-laws' old place for like storage. I don't want all the crap that's over there to come here. It's just going to clutter the place up. So we're in agreement on that. So they'll deliver to both places all day long, however long it takes, for 3,500 baht, for $100. Unbelievable. That includes the truck, the gas, the 4 guys, everything for the whole day. So then I'll probably give them something, obviously. But yeah, so Saturday, I'm imagining we'll be done, and we should be 100% here on Sunday. I need to check the water here. For some reason, when I went in the bathroom this morning, I smelled chlorine. So I got to go get my test kit this afternoon and bring it back and test it before I got to get the pond out of the above ground pool from the house over there that we had the tilapia in, and get it over here and clean it, and then fill it. And if it is regular chlorine, which I'll find out, I can just do that by putting a bunch of aerators in the water and letting it run for 24 hours. It'll disperse all the chlorine, as long as it's not a chloramine. But I don't think they use chloramine here. I'm imagining it's a chlorine, but if anybody knows, let me know. So yeah, 4 mans in a truck. Can you believe it? $100. I mean, I guess that's okay. I mean, what is that? They're probably making their normal day's wage, which would be 500, I think, and then the rest of the money's probably going to go for the truck and the gas. So unbelievable. I don't. I'm always thoroughly amazed by Thailand and their prices. Hey James, how you doing? James Morris, how you doing? How you doing? Saying hi to everybody. And Bobby Sarah said, and Mark living the dream. Yeah, 21 watching. Cool. Thanks, Joe. Yeah. So hopefully that's the way that's going to go. Pretty much, I have my stuff here. The computer is getting ordered today. It'll be here in it says 4 to 5 days from Masada. Excuse me. I'll be happy to get that. And I got to go over it with probably Brock. I didn't see Brock in here this morning yet. How's the... I just have the microphone laying in front of the computer, and it's facing me. It sounds okay in my ear. I'm imagining the camera's the same. I don't think it's not going to change, especially here on StreamYard. But what was I saying? I lost my track here. Yeah, I'm hoping. The place I have upstairs, I got the desk. I have a desk at the house plus a table, and the area that I'm going to set up here should be a lot better. Give me more room. I want to get a printer. I'll have the new computer. Oh, that's what I was saying. It comes with the one that I ordered is like a year old. It's last year's model. It's brand new, and it's an Acer. What is it? An Acer? Their gaming laptop, and it's coming with 16 Ryzen 7 and 16 gig of RAM. But I think I might bump that up. I'm gonna try it with the 16 gig. Mike's got the same exact computer, but Asus, AUSU, I think. And the one he's got is exactly have the same everything, the same processor, the same graphics card and everything that I got, but I could have got that one too for 1,000 baht less, but it only has 8, and he had to put another 8 in there to get 16, and he says it works fine. Hey Mark, how you doing? Let's see, he's asking a question. So I'm going to try it with the 16. Mike said his works good without it, but the other day I did a 4K deal. It took me 6 hours just to get the thing to get into my editing program to where I could begin to edit it. It was crazy. If I retire in Thailand just on 1,100 a month, how well would I be able to live there? Again, it all depends on your lifestyle, Mark. I would feel comfortable telling anybody 2,500, but that's for pretty much everything. I think that's the magic number, somewhere between 2 and 25. Could you live on that? Sure. It depends on where you want to live, if you drink, if you smoke, if you're planning on, going to the bars 3, 4 nights a week. It all depends on that. To just live a retired type lifestyle, it's possible. I wouldn't want to do it. Let me put it this way: the place, if you came to Isan, depends on. Hey, Ron, how you doing? It depends on where you want to live. I do not smoke or drink. Yeah, but the problem you're going to run into is what kind of visa you're going to live on, because you have to bring in so much money for a retirement visa. If you're, it depends on what you get visa wise. Again, on the other part of it, if you're going to be in Isan, it's going to depend on where you want to live. If you want to live in John Tiem and Pattaya right now, it could be done. When things get back to normal, it'll probably blow you out of the water there. But if you're in Isan or Chiang Mai or something like that, yeah, you can get I'm going to say a bachelor type apartment deal or condo for, $300 American, $250 maybe even. I think Kevin 30 and a Wake Up did a thing. I think it was with $250 because that's where he's at in Chiang Mai. And then, you can go from there, but, you're not going to be able to eat out every night and that kind of stuff. Then you're up in the 2,000 range. But with that, yeah, it is possible. And the way I look at it, too, is where are you going to live in the U.S. for 1,100? I mean, that's almost impossible, at least in California where I am. You can't even get a bachelor apartment there in the crappiest neighborhoods in California for $1,000. So right now we're in Arizona, living on that here now. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely going to have a better quality of life as far as I'm concerned, living in Thailand on that same money. Like I said, the problem you're going to have is your visa. That would be the biggest thing. Yeah, exactly. Joe said it. Yeah, that's the easiest way. Yeah, and they only took I think you sent, Joe already sent one, I think $5. And when it came through in PayPal, it was like $4.50 or 60 cents. They took hardly anything. I was really surprised. Yeah, that's what I suggest to most of the people is take 3 to 6 months. And like I said before, the reason I say 3 to 6 months, Mark, is because that's where you're going to get the best price on a place to stay. 3 months is right at the bottom of it. That'll get you an okay price. 6 months you can get a pretty good one, and a year is going to be where you're going to get your best value. But I would say at least come. I was only here, came for 2 weeks and said, this is it. And I've been here for 3 years, but not everybody's like that. I would say come and check it out. 3 months I would think would be a minimum to at least to see it. And he's saying, yeah, get a holiday. Yeah, exactly. Because, like I said, it depends on what you want to, eat. If you're going to eat mama noodles and there's a lot of different, because some people say that, and you can get mama noodles, and stuff like that real cheap. But you can also, depending on where you are, especially with the way things are right now, you can get very decent, acceptable meals for 30 baht, 40 baht at the max. And what is that? I don't even know. That's like $1.50 or something like that, a meal. So do I think you could eat on $5 a day? Yes, you can. And you can eat fairly decently as long as you want to eat Thai food. Now, as soon as you want to go to Burger King or McDonald's or whatever is around you, Americanized fast food, that'll blow you out of the water. Hey, miss, how you doing? Dirty old lady says, Mark, if you're young and you can live with me. There you go. Let's see what Going Grace says. I sent 5 on PayPal last live stream for whipped cream. Yeah, you did. I did get it. And again, it was the same thing. It was pennies, compared to, I know some people were telling me up to 35, 40% Google takes. and PayPal takes 2%, something like that. So it worked out good. And my wife's still going to come on and thank everybody. I told her about that I had told everybody, and they were all, yeah, have her come on, have her come on. So it'll probably be after we move in. It'll be in a week, couple of weeks, but definitely before we go to the school. He's offering. Yeah, we got another love connection. I haven't seen Trip. Al's still here. Am I pronouncing that right? She had an awesome time at the wedding. If you saw the wedding party deal, it's dark because I had the frickin' GoPro instead of a camera. I wasn't thinking, I got to start thinking more like a vlogger. But she was having a ball. She had a great time. Everybody had a good time. It was fun. It was a good time. I wish everybody could have came. Yeah, 33.3 is a buck. So, yeah. So 40 baht, buck 15, buck 10. I don't know. Cheap. Like I said, you could definitely live on $5 a day. So if you figure it out, $250 for a place, you got to have insurance of some kind. So that's going to cost you some money. I would say once you decide to stay, I would buy a scooter if you're in a smaller town. If you feel comfortable riding a scooter, that's going to be your best mode. Unless you want to be in Bangkok and you're near the BTS or whatever, then you can figure that out. And then you've got, figure $5 a day to eat. Water is nothing. Usually the condo will pick that up. So you're electric. And if you're not going to run the air conditioned 24/7, 7 days a week, and run it normally, it's going to maybe cost you, I don't know. God, I pay a lot for electricity. I would say not more than 1,500 maybe baht. So $45, $50. So if you add all that stuff up, I know it's going to come out less than 1,100. Like I said, the biggest problem you're going to have is the visa to stay here. Let's see what Mark says here. Hello, Thailand. You've been, so far. Soups in Thailand compared to Vietnam. I was there for 4 weeks. I loved it. Yeah, the soups are excellent here in Thailand. I think, in fact, if Tom Digital Nomad, I brought him to our favorite food place here in Surin, and I think it was 40 baht, and it's awesome soup. 40 baht, so like I said, it's a buck 10 or something, So, if that's the way you want to eat, you can definitely put it this way. Like I had said, I have no doubt in my mind that your quality of life would be better here. Like I said, your biggest obstacle is going to be, I don't know, are you married, single? Because if you're married, maybe you get a marriage visa, and it would be half that you had to bring in. And would you meet it at 1,100? Somebody help me. Hey, there's Tom. How was the noodles here in Surin when we went? Somebody was asking. Mark King was asking, but yeah, I don't know what's 1,100. Who's got a calculator? Black Sheep, you got a calculator? What $1,100 is at today's exchange rate? Or Jake might have a calculator too. Excuse me while I drink my coffee. Gator says I could eat every day. Yeah, give me sticky rice, and anything on a stick and sticky rice. I'm pretty happy too. Is it the best for me? No, but definitely fills you up and puts you on your way. I don't because what is that? 30, 60, 90, 100, 120, 30, 40, $150 at $5 a day for 30 days. So $150 for a month to eat out 3 meals a day. Like I said, not hamburgers or American food, but you can put it all into perspective. As you can see, I can just in my brain, and I'm not adding things up. You're, at 700 maybe or something. And like I said, if you've got enough, you could buy a scooter for 12,000 baht. So what is that? $300-400. So if you had that and you did come, and I would suggest that even if you come, you could rent one. But if you buy one for 10,000, you'll probably be able to sell it for 10,000. But it's cheap to rent them by the month too, so you can play with that. Hey, Tommy J, 36,000. So that would meet it, right? Because you got to, right now it's 67 for the 800,000 a month. So if you were married, which I don't know if you are, don't run out and get married just because you want to come to Thailand. But I think you would make it if you were married. But I'm gathering you're not, because I'm gathering that 1100 is a. I don't know. You know who would know is if shoot, who would know that? I'm imagining Robert would know that. Robert Mack in Asia. His wife's Vietnamese. Single, yeah, I'm imagining when I thought about that, that's probably, is that a Social Security? Are you 50? Are you over? Are you 55 or 60? Do you ride motorbikes? Yeah, and again, I want to make sure that you realize that I'm saying if you feel comfortable on a scooter. If not, don't ride one. Yeah, see, I thought it's great, and Tom loved it too, and you can get that all over here. 64. Yeah, so that's your Social Security, I'm guessing. Be nice if they gave everybody a $200 bump in their Social Security, wouldn't it? Carl Travel Dude, how you doing? I used to ride bikes. That was the first thing. Yeah, as long as you feel comfortable, and if you're in an area, I wouldn't even want to ride around in Pattaya or Jomtien or Bangkok. Now, Jomtien and Pattaya aren't too bad right now, but when they're up and running, it can be challenging. Like I said, a lot of people die on scooters here in Thailand. You just have to be a defensive driver. But yeah, I'm hoping that I'm imagining you're from the United States. I didn't ask you that either. You are, right? Yeah, you're in Arizona. But I would say I'm hoping that they're going to do something for elderly people in the United States. It's the only thing they haven't done through all this crap. They've given money to people that are having kids and this and that, and yet people that are getting $1,000, $1,100 a month, they haven't given crap to. And I think it's actually an embarrassment, as far as I'm concerned, for the United States. I think it's an absolute. It's the same thing they do with veterans, I mean, it's like they just want to kick you to the curb, and I think it's a bunch of crap. Anyway, if you guys really want to know how I stand on that, I can get into it. But hopefully they do something. They've been talking about, before last year they were supposed to give a $200 raise, and they were supposed to go off of this one, and so hopefully they do, and then it'll make it easier for people. But who knows? I mean, you come here, you get a tourist visa. I was going back every 4 months, but that's because I had the money to fly. But who knows? I don't know what your plans are. When I came here, I planned on finding not necessarily a wife, but a definite companion. And definitely, if that's what you're looking for, Thailand, come and check it out. Thailand is the place. And see, James can tell you. What did James say? Motorbike is the only way to get around in Bataan any speed, but yeah, you got to keep your head. Yeah, and James can be the first one to tell you that there's absolutely nothing going on in Pattaya and Jomtien. It's dead. If you've watched his live streams, so there's 4, 5, 8,000 people around him. Those are just people he actually drew in a program that he has on his phone. So I'm kidding, of course. Everybody says they want to see, or they expect everything to be the way it was 5 years ago, and that's not going to happen, is it? Well, James, the first one to tell you, if you ever watch his live streams, I mean, it's definitely happened. People are having a good time. They're walking around, and they've got the drinks cutting off at 9 o'clock, and people are still staying out and having a good time. Even though there's not alcohol being served. I think after 9, somebody else can probably can be better at that, telling you that than me. But hey, John, how you doing? Glad you could come in. So the bump in the BM, happy. Yeah, hopefully, like I said, and like I was saying before I started to ramble, hopefully they're going to do more for vets and for senior citizens in the U.S. Because, like I said, it's a little embarrassing. Yeah, you got 5.9. That's what I got, 5.9%, which is the largest. Yeah, I think the last increases that I got over the 2 years prior to that were like $12 a month, $9 a month. When when inflation was, you could buy. It took $5 or $8 to buy a gallon of milk. It's insane. Anyway, we could go on and on and on about that. But hopefully they do more for senior citizens and especially veterans. I mean, they're the ones that are out there putting their necks on the line. Let's see, motorbike insurance. I don't know. The pretty much when I bought my scooter, when you buy them, and then when I went to the bank to open up a bank account, I got an insurance through there. But you could also get a extra insurance, which I would suggest doing. But it's not horribly expensive. I would. You guys talking about the wombat? They should have given. Yeah, I know. They talked about it for all last year, and even before that, they were supposed to give $200 a month to everybody, to forever, not just for the length of the pandemic or whatever. And I did. They kept saying, and that was one of Biden's deals that running on his platform was all this Social Security, redoing Social Security, and everybody was on board with that, Republicans and Democrats, and it never transpired. I don't know if it will or not. Hey, Bill, good morning. There's a way it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't matter to me, but I know that a bunch of people are saying that Patea and John Tiem in that area and stuff are dead, and all you got to do is watch one of James's live streams, and you'll. No one has to tell you. Just open your eyes and look at the frickin' video. I mean, it's pretty self-evident that people are out having fun. Is it so packed that you can't walk without people bumping into you and you can't make it 3 feet? No, but people are having fun. I'm the first one to say, please, tourists, don't come to Thailand, because I don't like crowds of people. But that's me. I want them to come because I want Thailand to get strong, and everybody needs to come, even the people that really aren't, are so-called not wanted here. They're still going to be paying. They're here. They paid for their visa. They're in the country, and they're going to buy the 30 and 40 baht meals from the vendors, and that's what they need. 30 and 40 baht to them for something that costs them 10 baht to make. 30 baht to them is a great deal amount of money. They can buy they can feed their family for 3 days. So it's a whole different deal here. Hey, Randy, glad to see you. Just logged in and see new beautiful kitchen. It's a green screen until the cat jumps on it or something. But let's see. Joe has a question. What does Joe have? Big question, Dave. Why so many? Those are the remotes for the air conditioner. Actually, the only one that works is this one. This one has batteries in it. And that 2-ton air conditioner, I had it turned down. We didn't have the remotes. They were at my mother-in-law's because I had all the air conditioners brought there before they installed them. And when you just push the button on the air conditioner, you can't control anything else, and it goes to 24 Celsius and the fan speed like medium or something. And it was perfectly fine. That's what we used all day for the wedding and all that kind of stuff. But here now, I can put it down. I put it to 20 and put the thing on high, and I can feel the thing blowing. And what am I, 20 feet away from it? And so I was worried about it not being enough. No, I had to turn it up to 25 and turn the fan down one. So yeah, so I got to get some batteries. My wife will pick them up today. Hey, TW, living in New Dawn. How are you? Good morning. Another beautiful day here. Yeah, it's gorgeous outside. I can look out the windows. And I'm in my new house, so I'm happy. What do you think? I don't really know what Mark has to say. What do you think are the pros and cons of living in Thailand? Con-wise, I think the biggest problem that I see is some of the driving, and but you can remedy that. You just don't drive. The only other thing that really doesn't bother me, but bothers a lot of people, is the immigration and having to do stuff. If you're not like I said, I 25 years ago, I would have never made it here in Thailand because I was too, why are you doing that? You got to be totally relaxed in Thailand because it can get aggravating. The best thing that I could do is make friends when you get here, even if it's not a girlfriend, just friends that speak Thai, and you'll have no problem. Just yes sir, no sir, what do you need? Because things will change. I don't know if you know that much about Thailand, but I could tell you exactly what I went through in Surin, and it'll be totally different what you went through in Phuket. It's just Thailand. It's the way Thailand is. So one day, it's crazy because it'll make you nuts. But you go in one day and they say, oh no, you need this, and this paper. Okay. So you go get that paper, you come back the next day, you get a different person, and they say, oh, I don't need this. All I need is this and this, and they push you right through. So it depends on who you get, what they're feeling like that day, and as long as you're cordial to them. You got to hold your temper back. Can't ever lose your temper, or you'll never get anywhere. They'll just shake their head as they're telling you, I ain't going to help you do shit. And they'll smile, and you'll figure it out. But that's the basic gist of it. That's probably the only two. The rest of them are all pros. I mean, a little bit humid if you're not used to humidity. What's better than going swimming on New Year's and Christmas Day in the ocean and blue skies? And I love Thailand, so it's easy for me for the pros. Cost of living, the Thai people, the Thai culture. It's the government even. That's the only reason I would never check into Vietnam or any other places, which I hear they're very reasonable, and I wouldn't tell anybody not to. It's just I don't. I like the way the government is here. Is it perfect? No, it's not perfect. Even my United States government isn't perfect. What did Mark say that James said? Well said. Let's see. Mark King is not a con, but many people find it difficult. Except not your home country. This is Thailand, is a popular saying. Yeah, I agree. But like I said, there's not many cons that I can really say, and I definitely would tell anybody, don't wait. If you can do it, come tomorrow. If you're coming here to check it out, like I said, if you're coming here on vacation, it's up to you. Is there a possibility? I think James had quoted it a couple of times. 1% chance of you jumping on a plane and popping positive when you get off. But I don't know what happens, but if you jump on a plane and you go to the U.S. and you test when you get off and you pop positive, are they going to say, oh yeah, we got no problem with you, go roam the streets? You got COVID. You got to do something. It's unfortunate. You don't want to go to one of their no air conditioning, and you don't want to pay a fortune. But if you want to take advantage of some of the offers that they have here for vacationing, and you're willing to take the risk, it's up to you. If you're coming here to check it out for a 3 months, 6 months to retire, to me it's a no-brainer. I'd be on the next plane. Let's see what Going Grace says here. Are there many older couples from the U.S.? All the channels I follow here are older guys with younger Thai women. My wife is getting a little worried. Yeah, no, it's really weird to me. I'll be perfectly honest. I've been honest with everybody. Besides the woman that passed away on my arm here of almost 30 years, she was the only woman that I really looked at that I went, she looks normal to me. She doesn't look 60, But when I look at 65-year-old women now, my brain still thinks I'm 35. If I was still with my wife, I loved my wife dearly. Not a problem in the world. But when you're getting here, my wife's absolutely gorgeous, and she was 39 or 38 when I met her, and I was 63, 62, 63, something like that. So a big gap. But yeah, I could see why your wife may think there's a problem. But there's a lot of retired people here. And like I said, I never looked at my wife as being older. It's weird. If I looked at another woman that was 60, they looked older to me. I don't know why that anomaly existed, but it did. So I got lucky. But there's a lot of nice Thai women here too for anybody that's single. Yeah, Mark in Thailand, I would not have a problem with that. I lived in Vietnam 2 times for 4 weeks each, and never bothered me. I never missed the USA. Yeah, a lot of the people here, Mark, it's strange. Not strange, it's normal. Is their parents. My mother's 89. I know Mitch, his parents are elderly. There's a lot of people that I know that are having problems getting to Thailand right now that are my age or around our age, 60, 55 to 65, because of their parents. They don't want to take off because their parents are not healthy, when you're, another problem is your kids and stuff like that. But if you can still go back and visit and you have grandkids and, you can leave them, which obviously it looks like you can. My original plan was 4 months here and 3 weeks back in the U.S. to go see my friends and family. I haven't been able to do that. I haven't been back in 2.5 years now. So kind of put a damper on that, but there's FaceTime and everything else that you can get. So I didn't jones that much for, being able to see them or stuff like that. I do have one granddaughter that was born when I was in the hospital for 2 months with a tube down my throat in intensive care. She was born 2 years ago. So I'd like to see her face to face and not on FaceTime. Yeah, Bobby, I think, is going through some of the same stuff too. It's tough, I have a brother that lives close to my mom, and I'm more on I'm leaning towards the selfish bastard side of things. I want to enjoy my life. Now, my mother was ill, I'd have to take care of that. But, I got lucky. My brother's there. She just now is starting to get a little bit, but she's good. She's fine. So it makes it tough. Let's see. What did Tommy say? Thanks, Tommy. Yeah, it keeps getting more and more. It's awesome. Like I said, and I said it in the last live stream, what were my ambitions? And my ambitions are, it can grow whatever we want as long as we meet more people that we all get along with and talk and stuff. And when we do our meetups, it grows from 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 over the years. I don't care what the sub count is. It can stay the same. Doesn't matter. Okay. What did you say? Okay. Booking flights today and Cupid introductions and Surin. At my wedding, there was 3 women, my wife's friends, that she reminded me. My friends want me to remind you to find them boyfriend or husband. I said, okay. And, early 40s, 41, 42, beautiful women, beautiful hearts, working women. They wanted to, they all work here in Surin. So, yeah, it's not hard. I'm going to put it that way. Especially if you, like I said about Thai women and stuff, if you treat them with any kind of respect, which you should anyway, your little bit, you get back 100-fold. I mean, it's ridiculous, the amount you get back for the little that you have to give. I try to give as much as I can, but it's ridiculous if I've been with Asian women through my youth and growing up in the U.S., but not through Southeast Asia women here. It's totally different deal. I'd gone to Vietnam with friends and family, did not tell the local police, and in 2 days they were at the house to take me to the police station, hold me there. We had to pay them. Yeah, it sounds about normal. It's tough. Thailand, like I said, they as long as you can figure out what you want to do for a visa and what they have available, what you can afford, and make that work. The rest of it, I think you can make it work for the amount of money. What did I say? Randy says, I guess I'm going to have to go to Thailand. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping everybody shows up. What does Jai say? has some young nieces too. I mean, they all do. They want. I've said it before in some videos. Maybe I'll do another video. I need to do more videos. But they want, according to my wife and her friends, they feel a 50 to 60-year-old man has sowed his wild oats to a certain extent, and wants somebody to love and have them love them, and isn't looking around, doesn't wander. That's the way they feel about men our age, and they just want an easier life, And I can't blame them for that, And you have to try to read into it. Is it true love, or is it just companionship and wanting that? To me, it wouldn't have mattered. I believe that my wife loves me, but that's me. But is it really something that has to be there? It's up to you. I mean, if they're treating you correct, the way, and taking care of you, and and that kind of stuff, and you're giving them a better life and traveling with you, and and that kind of stuff, works both ways, And if you're happy and having a good time, hey, more power to everybody. Hey, Jim, how you doing? Bad Brad, how you doing? Thanks. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, huh? I get to sit in my kitchen, and then Sunday I should be in my new little nook in the house with my green screen and stuff. Although I wouldn't mind doing them right here. I'm getting the new computer too, which helps. Let's see. But yeah, and then also I'll remind everybody, since we are talking about that, if you do come, this is just me. It's Thai culture. It's the way it is. Thai women, especially, are expected to take care of their parents and grandparents, monetarily, physically, whatever they need to do. If they're making and giving their mom and dad 10,000 baht a month, and you want them to stop working and come with you and go crazy traveling, that's all great and fine and dandy. But you need to give to her parents 10,000 baht, and it just makes sense. So if you don't understand that, and like I said in the video, Thailand's not the place for you to come. You need to go someplace else, which I'm sure there's other places that would just be fine. But here, it just makes common sense to me, because I don't know how many people I've heard, especially when I was in Kamala and in Phuket, a couple of people in particular, and they were Americans, which made it even worse. Is I ain't paying no one shit. It's like, well, you arrogant little prick. And I kept my mouth shut because I didn't want any trouble or anything. But it's like, you're taking somebody that you're going to enjoy traveling with, and they are the ones that are supporting their parents, but you don't want to give them. It didn't make no sense. It's perfectly logical to me. And if you can't understand that, like I said, you need to go somewhere else. What do you say? Do you have a picture of the woman? I'll show you one that's related. I think I can. Let me see if I can find it, Joe. She's 40, I think. She's a cousin of my wife's. Let me see if I can find it I think it was on Facebook. Let me look real quick here. I think she's absolutely stunning. See if it's still there. I don't know if it is or not. Here it is. Let me see. How do I do this? StreamYard, sharing, and you guys can tell me what you think. Chrome tab, Facebook. All right, you tell me. What do you think? Ugly and hideous beyond comprehension, or a very beautiful Thai lady that works as a pharmacist? So I won't put her up there forever, because that would be that. Let's remove her. Anyway, you tell me. So, and that's what, and all of them. I think Asian women are absolutely beautiful. So, I don't know. I think she's gorgeous. So, phone number. She's too hot. Yeah, there you go. But she likes to travel, and she doesn't, she loves her job and stuff. And I think she just wants a boyfriend. She's not looking to, I don't know. I don't think, they're all would, I don't know. Depends on what you have. But that's what I would consider the caliber of the women that have been right in that area. So I think she's gorgeous. The other ones are beautiful, so they're right down below. But hey, David, how you doing? Um, like I said, if you're if I was in the States and knew what I knew now, and of course I came here, I was depressed. My wife had just died. I didn't know what the hell I was going to do, and life sucked and all that crap. But if I knew what I would knew now, and then it's 3 years later or 4 years later, and and now I'm a 65-year-old man here, I would come to Isan and just kind of relax. But if your gig is going to the bars and drinking and running amok, hey, there's nothing wrong with that either. To each their own. I'm not one to tell anybody the life I had when I was younger. But for me now, this would be the place. And if you're trying to find somebody that really gives a shit and really, wants to take care of somebody, women in their 40s in Thailand, they figure they're done, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. And, so, yeah, I think it's, she's 12. Yeah, she's gorgeous. But I'm stop showing pictures and start doing, yeah, should I do? I threatened to do that with my wife one time. I said, maybe I'll turn the YouTube here when I first started into a dating website. Because all her friends, every time I would go someplace, whether it was for some kind of a blessing or a funeral or a wedding or whatever, 2, 3 women, and these are just friends and relatives. I'm rambling, aren't I? Let's see what Mark's saying here. Excuse me, my nose is itching. I think disable any woman in Southeast Asia is a lot better. Yeah, I hate to speak. Even this one on my arm that I was with for 30 years was still an Americanized woman, and I love her to death and still love her to death. But they're a whole different deal. When I first told my best friend, was telling him, and his wife was sitting there next to him. We were FaceTiming, and telling him. Actually, I was talking to her first. He was still busy. He was working on something, and I was telling her about my girlfriend or my wife, then, and she stopped me towards the middle of it, and she said, "Will you please promise me that you will not tell him what you just told me?" Because because how I explain a woman that loves you and a Thai woman. Here's my explanation, how I put it to people. I could get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, look at my wife, wake her up and say, "Can you go to 7-Eleven and get me some vanilla ice cream?" Okay? No hymns, no haws. Get up, get dressed, you get on her scooter, go there. Bring me the ice cream. Now here's the kicker. I hold the ice cream and I go, "Oh, I don't really feel like vanilla now. Can you get me chocolate?" That's the kicker. When they don't say nothing, go back, get it. And of course I never did that. But that's the way that I explain how a Thai woman, the right Thai woman, will do. I never heard, even out of the kids, can you, I don't want, never here in Thailand. So, am I missing some? I'm probably missing a lot of stuff. I'm rambling, guys. I'm rambling. Let's see what Mark said. If the one woman I had to pick from just from any feminist woman, it would be definitely to take a red pill. Yeah. It's just like I said, and the other thing that I realized, how I can tell if a Thai woman loves somebody or cares about them is if they ask you if you've eaten. My wife asked me 3 times before she left this morning, "Are you full? Did you have enough to eat? Can I make you something else?" She'll call me. "Do you want me to order you lunch?" They care about how much you've eaten. And I could stand to lose not eat a few meals, so, but it's, I don't know. I'm, like I said, you can look at some of mine. I figure I'm the luckiest man in the world, not necessarily just the luckiest man in Thailand. And there will be a lot of people that will fight me on it, like Jake and Brock and a bunch of other people that have wives or significant others. Mark probably being one of them. And it's I don't know. I mean, I never thought that my look on life would be uh, as good as it is right now, and I want to live until you know I'm a burden on somebody, and she wants me to live, like I said before, to be 100, and I don't think I'll last that long, but God bless her, and she'll take care of me too. I could be laying in bed and can't move, and she'd take care of me till I died. Does that make her an Aussie, or is she still a Thai woman? I think she's still a Thai woman. Let's see what Miss says here. I might not do that, but take good care of me if you're sick. There you go. You know, it all depends. Could you, you know, obviously you can find good women in the in the other countries, but if you are, you know, like I said, I'm going to say between 50 and 60. And the only reason I'm saying that is because if you've got a pension and Social Security, and you're in the $2,500 range of retirement, you can live quite comfortably, and support somebody and travel. You know, like I said, even on the 2,500, you can't go and live in John Tiem or Pattaya and go out and carouse with women and drink all. You know, it ain't gonna happen. You'll be broke. You know, I know I would be. You'll be broke in a week, the first week of that month. You know, with your allotment. So it's all relative to what you want out of your life. Like I said, I did enough running around and stuff when I was younger. I don't need to run around anymore. I want to enjoy my life. The Rabbit News, how you doing? I've been waiting for the wedding video. It's up. Hey Andy, how you doing? Andy's here. Yeah, and I'm thinking that Chuck, you know, it scared the crap out of me a little bit when he did his little short video, No Time to Be Sad, of the androgen, if I'm saying that right, test. But then I thought in my mind immediately, if he had edited that little 1 minute deal, if it was positive, he wouldn't have put it up. I wouldn't have guessed. So I was only nervous for a second because he was sitting right next to me at the wedding. But I feel fine. I don't see any of that stuff. And like I said before, I'm almost leaning on, if I could self-quarantine at home, I'd rather build my own immunity system and get the Omicron or whatever it is variant right now and let my body do its work than get a booster. Just my personal opinion. I'll get whatever they want me to get as long as I can travel. At the Wombat, where is it? I thought Mitch and Tom and everybody were going. Mark, are you going to the Wombat? I don't know. I don't know if Mark is. I thought Mitch was going. I don't know who else. I wish I lived there. I would like to meet. I'm going to come. I know we're going to have the bike ride in March, and I'd like to come to John Tiem, your area, for maybe a week before then. I got to figure it out. I'm not getting the booster until they force me to. Yeah, you know, I don't know, you know. Bobby, it's the thing with me is I'm going to do probably whatever they, you know, force me to do to travel. So, you know, I want to go see my kids and my grandkids and my mother and my family and my friends. And I want to take my wife there. And I'd even like to take the children there. They want to go. So I don't get invited anymore. What did you do to piss somebody off? Yeah, I think that's pretty much you don't have to be an anti-vaxxer to say that. I mean, it's just like, my thing in my mind is, when it takes years and years and years for them to you know, approve something, and they approve it in, what was it, 6 months, whatever it was, it makes me a little leery that, you know, I might grow a third ear or something. But, you know, whatever it takes, I'll just have them cut the third ear off, and I'll just keep going. TW, sitting on the porch, watching. I agree. Hey, TT, how you doing, man? I'm hungry. 5 minutes, my wife comes by and asks me. Yeah, that's how I can tell. I mean, I can be with somebody, or what my family does to me, or I can watch somebody, and if their girlfriend or significant other is asking if they've eaten, because you could eat right in front of them. You could eat, 5 hamburgers and 8 stacks of French fries, and 2 minutes after you get done, they'll say, "Are you still hungry? You full? Are you full?" And and that makes me. They give a shit, and it's not like it's just a false statement. They really care. They want to make sure that you are taken care of. You're full. You're not hungry. My wife. It took me over a year to get her to let me make my own coffee in the morning. And I go, I get up at 5 o'clock. You don't have to get up till 7. You don't have to be to work until 8, 8:30. And finally, she let me make my own coffee now. She did a better job, but I get to make it. So I've got a one win in my corner. Excuse me. Yeah, they are a great channel. Somebody posted up on TT's channel if you can, if you haven't already. You probably have already. Let's see. The Army is, yeah, no shit. And that's the way James is, and everybody that's ex-military. I think James showed his list one time, and it was 8 feet long or something. And that's the truth too. They'll stab you with anything, anytime. Was chatting related today. She felt like shit. Everybody that I've talked to that have taken the booster, whether it be Pfizer or anything, they're all having crappy reactions. Or most people, I shouldn't say all. Most people. Hey, there he is, Ty Britt Abroad. How you doing? If you guys haven't checked, you got to check out his channel too. He's got some good stuff. He does his. I don't get to catch his premieres and stuff because he's a UK guy, and he does his premieres at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. I'm in bed, but I do watch him, and he's got good content, and he seems like a really good guy. Looking forward to meeting him. Yeah, there Jake is, tall Gamma Globian. Yeah, I mean, they'd shoot you with anything. They wouldn't even tell you half the time, would they? Here, we're going to give you something to do something to keep something from getting to you, okay? Yeah, just jab me. Get it over with. I was duped. Yeah, no shit. Right, James? Oh, crap. Yeah, and that's that's what really cracks me up about the way that we treat our veterans, They were guinea pigs all the way from that I can remember back to, from Korea all the way through Vietnam and through every crap we've been through since then. It's let's experiment on the enlisted guys. We'll see if anything happens to them. But it's tough. It's a really sore subject with me because the government will train people for months upon months upon months, if not a year, to kill people. And then when they get done with that, they say, okay, you've been discharged, bye, right back into society. Wait, should we have some kind of a freaking exit? Some kind of a program, So anyway, there's my 2 cents. I'm rambling again. I'll probably lose people or subscribers, but that's the way I feel. We just cannot do enough for veterans, and that's just the way I am. Since the Revolutionary War, same thing. Yeah, you got that right. Now it's a profession. Yeah, it's interesting. Like I said, I'm gonna do what I need to do to be able to travel. I don't even think, even when we go on the bike ride in March, I think they're going to be even more stringent for being vaccinated in the hotels and stuff. They weren't too bad in the last one we went on. They were kind of hit and miss. You could sneak in under the radar type thing, but I don't think it's going to be like that in the next one. And I'm looking forward to it. I think there's going to be a lot more people. I'm getting the impression there's going to be a lot of people. Let's see what Brock has. So wait, first of all, what did Black Sheep say? Did you get those PowerPoints in the kitchen? Yeah, I did, actually. They're going to put them the way that I didn't want them to tear up the wall. So if you can see behind me, I designed the kitchen. And when I designed this box that's right here, you can see the hood is right there. And then there's a cabinet right above it. Well, if I put the microwave in there, you can't open the microwave door more than about this far. So what I decided to do is I'm going to put my toaster in there and some other stuff, can opener and whatever, and he's going to build a box exactly like that down at this end. So there'll be another box, and that's where I'm going to put it. They're going to run electrical. They'll put electrical for that, and in the bottom of that, they're going to put 4 plugs for everything that's going to be on the counter over here. And then next to the refrigerator, there's a little space here where I'm going to run the coffee pot. They're going to put a plug in the side of that from inside the refrigerator cabinet where they have a plug. So yeah, it all got taken care of. Thanks for asking. And they're going to put some lights in too. I don't know exactly what those are yet. Apart from the sore arm for a day or two, no problems with the booster. And that was the Pfizer, right, Brock? If I'm not mistaken, I think. And John says, I had a dream I had 19 booster shots and I lost a kid to fly. I ended up in China. Yeah. Again, I think it was Spain. Somebody had posted a deal about where they want to treat it like the flu, which it's the freaking flu. It's a cold. It's not even the flu. And now they say they've got some new thing, and I don't want to get into all that again. That's between the two now, the Omicron and the Delta Omicron or some shit. Anyway, my cousin's best friend had it, my brother had it. 4 days later, scratchy throat. 5 days later, tested negative and on their way. Said they've had worse flus that have had them down for 6-7 days. So they need to treat it that way. No, stop putting out numbers. Stop all that crap. Deaths are what we need to see now. And everything I see in Thailand started out at 20, 18, 14, 12. It just keeps coming down, So that's what I would be interested in. The numbers, who gives a crap? How many people get the flu during flu season? I don't need to know. I'd be curious maybe how many people died, but that would be it. Hey, Grinch, how are you? Glad you could make it. Let's see what Jam says. At my workplace, soon everyone have to get shot or take COVID tests every 2 weeks per the government. Yeah, they're going to force you into it. I think they already do force the government. Well, sounds like you're a government. Per the government, or is it a government you work for? I can tell. Let's see what Bobby says. Yeah, Spanish. That was the one. I think Jake put it up in a little online. What did Bobby say? I can tell you that's true. Jail's trauma nurse in the. Yeah, I know. His wife is a ER nurse, so she's pretty much on top of it all. Half my families are nurses also. So let's see. Carl Travel Dude, thanks for your services. Freedom. I'm sorry for how retirees are treated. Yeah, I just don't understand it sometimes. We got a lot of good ones here with James and Mitch, and it just kind of irks me. It's not the flu. Says Blake Basket 95. Yeah, it's a cold. That's the way I am. I mean, unless you're paraphrasing me. At this point, it's a cold. And like I said, how many of those 14 people, how many of them were 118 years old? It just, I don't know. Time to start on water now. Thank you. Excuse me. Brock's saying home to tea and deer. ET is, everybody is. It's a cold, yeah. It's the way I look at it. Like I said, deaths would be the magic number for me. And they need to be true deaths, Sure, those 14 people probably had COVID, but were they all 90 and frail? Had breathing problems, had underlying conditions up the yin-yang. People need to know that, Not just, they got COVID and they died. He was 22 years old and an athlete. Okay, well, if that's the case, then let me know that too. We just don't have immunity to that. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said, I wouldn't be, it might freak me out a little bit to get it, but I'd rather have my body figure out to do it instead of them keeping They're not really supposed to jab you if you have the antibodies. In my understanding, of course, check it all and talk to doctors. I'm not a doctor, but what I understand, they're not supposed to give you. You're not supposed to get the vaccine if you've had it. I could be wrong. I like the black spice. Thanks, James. And those are similar to Joe's. Mine are glass. I think Joe's are ceramic on his tile. Well, my kitchen's small. I mean, it's not really big, but it's just for me. I'm glad that I put in this because I'm going to take up all my counter space back here with appliances, and then this it's almost 2 meters by, 1 meter by 3 meters, or no, 2 meters. I don't know, I forgot. Anyway, plenty of stuff for me to roll out dough on and do all my, that I need to do work on, counter work is right here. I like it. It's going to be cool. I can't wait to get moved in. We have more cases in Melbourne than the whole of Thailand stuff county. Yeah, exactly. I think so. Deaths would be concerning to me. Yeah, and Gator's had it. Both him and his wife. Kitchen looks awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Are those lights above the stove top? No, yeah, there's lights in the hood. It's a hood. The hood that I got is, it actually has a grease trap in it. It's not just like a little flimsy piece of filter or whatever. It's got actual grease trap on it. And they haven't finished that yet. They'll finish that this weekend, I think. They'll finish it, and everything else ought to be done. When we get another house tour, I'm going to say in a week, James. I'm hoping to have it in a week. Once we get moved in, get the furniture all set up and everything, then I'm going to do I've got the breakdown pretty much done without the plunge pool, the Thai kitchen, and the pond. But I can estimate that. But just for the cost of the house, I have all that. Actually, I ordered, I've been threatening, I bought a springform pan 2 years ago when I met and started living with Nitnoy, and I haven't cooked the cheesecake yet. So I ordered a kilo of cream cheese from Lasada, and it'll be here within the next couple of days. So it'll be a cheesecake. I probably ought to do a video on that too, just to send to Nikki. And, I do enjoy that. There's some baking stuff I like, breads and like cheesecake and stuff like that. The real extreme baking stuff where you've got to measure down 1/100th of a gram for the I like throwing shit in. I like pizza and sourdough and bread and stuff like that. I like that kind of baking, and I love to cook, and I like to cook for people, and I'm talking barbecue and 4 or 5 star meals. Hey Chris, glad you made it. Xanderman, how are you? 4 remote controls. Joe asks the same thing. They're for the 5 air conditioners that I have. This one here is the only one that works, and that's running the 2-ton. That's actually freezing me right now. I'm going to go up another one on it, and they're all the same, so the batteries aren't in the other ones. You're the second one that has noticed that. I got a bunch of observant people. Yeah, cheesecake, it's probably my favorite. James knows that. How many times did I ask for cheesecake while we were on that motorcycle ride, James? Yeah, exactly. It's a little bit too much chemistry for me. I like to experiment with stuff when I'm cooking. A lot of garlic, a lot of heavy Italian and Spanish, Mexican food background. Those are my 2 that my favorites to cook, besides just outright steak and barbecue. This one goes to 11. It's closer. Yeah, this thing will freeze me. Like I said, it's blowing all the way. I'm 20 feet from it. I can feel it right here. I can feel it moving air. I ought to probably turn the fan down. Should turn it off. But these things they're probably one of the best ones that I bought. When Joe bought his, we had talked about it, and my 2 would probably have been the Samsung, which I got, which is their latest ones, and I got a great deal on them, or I would have went with Mitsubishi. Can't really lose with Mitsubishi. That's probably the biggest one in the U.S. That gets installed. But I really like these. They're different. I'm going to do a video on that too because they got a million holes in the front of them, and you can actually get that the diverter to fold up, and it'll actually blow out those little holes and just come across the room and drop. You won't feel anything except for the temperature. A lot of people don't like the air blowing on them. I do. Yeah, cooking channel. Yeah, and I've done a couple of them, and they were done really poorly. And I did one, I think, on banana bread, and one on pizza, I think, and they were horrible. The way that I didn't think about the video, I just ran the video and didn't know much about editing. And anyway, I might, I will do some on the channel, but not a separate type deal. Cannolis too, yeah. Cannolis, I have a recipe from my mother for cannolis. Do you need AC in Cali right now? I needed AC in Cali. Don't need AC in Cali right now, Bobby's saying. I don't know, I needed AC all the time. I can't believe somebody, which I found out was really weird here because I didn't really realize it till afterwards, but they shouldn't even be allowed to sell a car in California if it doesn't have air conditioning. But here in Thailand, I was sitting there, and the window on the truck fogged up, and I went looking for the heat on the thing to, it has a defrost deal, but no heat. They don't have heaters, and I was really made sense, but I was surprised. Ram's going to bed. Good night, Ram. Thanks for coming. And Dave, what happened with the front door? How did it turn out? Front door is awesome. I know you tried to call me a minute ago. I figured you'd realize that I was live. It came out awesome. Looks really good. If this camera would come loose, I'd walk it over there, but it's hardwired in right now. Yeah, it does. It looks good. In fact, it's in a couple of the videos. If you look at the blessing ceremony and I think the wedding party one. More in the blessing ceremony, I think it's in. So everybody's saying bye to Jam. And I think I'm caught up. What did Xander say? What did I miss here? Yeah, I was wondering if it was a reference from a movie, but I see it was. I missed something. Anyway, if I missed something, guys, put it back up, and I'll try to get to it real quick. I am from San Jose. In over 40 years, I never owned a car with AC. Hot rods and where you were in San Jose has some nice weather. Where I was in the San Fernando Valley, it got a little hot. Now, I shouldn't say that. My hot rods and stuff like that didn't have air conditioning. The Nova and 55 Chevy and stuff like that with the big motors and stuff, it robbed horsepower, so we didn't put them in. But an everyday car driving around, I just didn't. I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. The house that I just sold that I was for 20 years was up by Bass Lake, if you know where that is, up above Fresno in Central California, Martin. Mash like, thanks, Jake. And 19 days and a wake up, I think. You're getting close, man. You're going to be here fairly soon. You got to remind me again when it gets close, because I think you gave me some dates at one time that you were going to be in John T.M. Pattaya area. I want to still try to get over there. Excuse me. 40C, holy crap. Yeah, aircon in the car's good. Yeah, I would guess so. Yeah, I know where Bass Lake is. Fish. Yeah, it was really weird. Bass Lake, my whole youth when I was younger in San Fernando Valley. My uncles had 3 weeks off a year, and that's where we went for, I want to say 18 years straight. We went to Bass Lake every year from when I was like 12 or 10 or something like that until we were, 18, 20 years old. And then I ended up moving there, which was kind of neat because it constantly brought up good times and stuff. So, Mark King, I am Australian, but my mother was from San Jose. San Jose is great. I don't know if anybody's ever been to San Jose. I spelled that wrong. You're not going to get any crap for that here. I can't spell. 69 Nova SSI RCS. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. I had a buddy that had was it a 69 or a 70? Mine was a square body, the small one. Straight axle front end, crossover quads on it through the hood. It was a fun car. I think it got 5 miles to the gallon or something ridiculous, but it wasn't built for that. It was built to go and have some fun. And did everybody tell me the sound was good, right? Video's okay? It must be. You guys would have bitched at me a little bit. Ever have spray drums done right in front of you? We were driving in a convertible, quite startling. Yeah, it's kind of cool that that we had is in Bass Lake. They years and years and years ago they put bald eagles there, and that was my place of choice. And they had their nests, and they watched them, and it was like a, for them they were, of course, whatever that was their area. And they had babies every year, and I was there for almost 20 years. I had a little aluminum tracker boat, and I would go out by myself with downriggers and fish, or just fish for trout when there was snow on the ground. And it was awesome because every time I'd come by, after I did this a few times, if I caught a fish close to their nest, they would sit there and watch me. And as soon as I brought it on the boat, I'd wave it in the air, and they would take off out of the nest. And I would hit the trout on the head just to blank it, and I'd throw it in the air, and they would just come down and swoop it. Beautiful, majestic birds for sure. Let's see. Yeah, I love it. Fishing's fun. The weird thing is I've been here 3.5 years, or a little over 3 years, 3.5 years, I guess. 3.5 years, almost 4. Yeah, 3.5. Anyway, I haven't fished once, and I really do enjoy fishing. Marquis, whenever I visit San Francisco, I always go to San Jose. I have cousins in the Bay Area. Yeah, I wasn't far from there. When my wife went to, we went and spent, what was it, about 5 months? When they did the bone marrow transplant, we went there, and it was expensive as hell to get. She was in for a month, and then we had to be within a certain radius of the hospital. We had to rent a house, apartment or something, and it was off the charts expensive. But a gorgeous area. That was at Stanford. But everything was there. Google, Yahoo, all these companies, so you'd expect it to be expensive. Falcons off the bridge. Yeah, it was awesome. I had a great time. They loved it. They got to eat. They would scoop them up anyway, because when they stocked the lakes, some of the fish would lackadaisically, be on top of the water, and they would just go down and get them. Let's see. How long we been? 1 hour and 20 minutes. Holy crap. Let's see. Anybody wanna come on and for a few minutes, and we'll to say hello to everybody, and we'll let's see. I'll put the link up. I'm not gonna go really long. Oh, maybe I will. I don't know. There's still 32 people in the chat. There's the link. I don't know if I should have put it up earlier, Brock. From San Jose, like less than an hour to San Francisco, 4 hours Tahoe, 1 hour Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz is nice too, 6 hours to LA. A lot of people from Bass Lake and that would go down to, isn't there like some kind of I never went. I mean, I went through Santa Cruz, but they would go down there and spend a weekend or long weekend, like a pier or something with Ferris wheels and all that kind of crap, right? My kids used to go with my ex-wife. That's how I know from that area, Coarse Gold. And my kids loved it. That was one of their favorite places to go. You can still buy one. What did I miss? I missed something. It's amazing, Dave. You know, no, I haven't, not yet. I've been to Comac and Ko Chang. We had talked about going to Samui, I just haven't made it yet. Santa Cruz Beach, yeah. And they loved it. And they went when they were young. I want to say 10, 12, something like that. Let's see, I was born and raised King City. Monterey. Monterey's nice too. A lot of nice places on the coast. When I was younger, when I went up, we used to go to Big Sur all the time on the bike. And I never hit such bad weather sometimes during the winter going through Big Sur, but Big Sur was nice too. Let's see here. You want majestic? Wait till you see the wedge-tailed eagle on the highway. Leave for lunch. Yeah, you know, some places that are nice. I'll let Al's in here. Hold on one second, Al. That Gold Coast. How far is that from you, Brock? I saw some pictures of that. That looks like a really nice area, and I'm imagining that's right on the water. Let's see. Yeah, 2 hours Monterey. I almost forgot that. Yeah, a lot of nice places. Hey Al, how you doing? A lot of nice places close to you. And like I said, I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. We went up to
All right,
Frisco quite
we aren't
often.
getting any echo.
You're getting echo?
And like I said, I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. We went up.
No, you got something turned on.
We aren't getting any echo.
I'm gonna look your mic for 1 second. Falcons can't get pigeons. Freaks out the people. Yeah, you know, I don't know. There was, like I said, the bald eagles and stuff at Bass Lake were awesome. I kind of missed that. Kind of missed my fishing there. We had kokanee salmon, landlocked salmon. They're small, but they were delicious. And of course, trout, rainbow. Gold Coast is about 5,000 K. So it's real close then. You could walk there. Harlan, dude, did you fix it, Al? You get it fixed, Al? No, I still hear something. Send the link. Here you go, James. There you go. Question Randy has. Let's see. Question for Dave. Did you ever cruise over? Oh, yeah, all the time. We used to go there and watch all the little rice rockets and stuff come around the corner and and crash. You know, I was on my pen and I wasn't too much into that. But yeah, I was there quite a bit. Like you said, that's probably a dumb question. It was a fun place. Did you go? Did you ever go? Let's see. You got Jake and Bobby. Hey, Bobby, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. Hey, Jake.
Oh, there's everybody. Hey, Jake.
Good evening. How are you?
Garlic Festival, you bet, man. In fact, I'm going to say it wrong, but I've been using a product from there I call it Carney Garlic. Me and my wife have been using that. That's the only stuff that I'll put on a steak. I'll put it on fish. I put it on chicken. And if you go on garlicfestival.com, you'll find it. I call it, it's something else, but if you look for Carney Garlic, I would suggest anybody to buy it and try it. I've been using it for 30 years. In fact, I ran out. It was one of the things that I used to bring here to Thailand, and since I haven't been home in 2 years, or I shouldn't say home anymore, my home's here. I haven't been back to the States. It's awesome. If you try it, you'll never use any other kind of seasoning. It's unbelievable. But yeah, Gilroy, because we used to go. You got to remember, bikes and clubs and stuff like that. We'd have runs to Gilroy and stuff. And the wombats.
Shit, there's a whole gang of people in there. Oh, my gimbal. Oh, my gimbal died. Hold on.
Did your gimbal die?
Oh, hey, James. Wow, holy smokes.
There he goes. What's up, James?
There we go. My tripod's not having nothing but special right now. We're not going to be able to hear you, Dave, but we can see you.
Hey, that looks like it might be Mr. Mitch in the background.
Yeah, I think Mitch and Tom are there. Huh? You must be on the TV. That's cool. I still want to go to the Wombat and eat breakfast. Ah, there's Mitch. He looks. Is he moderating for somebody? Shit. Is Dave live? Yeah, just barely. Been live for an hour and a half. It's too cold to go fishing. We usually go.
You can mute us if you need to. We can't really hear you anyway.
Okay.
Yeah. We're just here for visual reference. You can mute us if you need to. We can't really hear you.
Okay.
Dave, can you hear me?
We're just here for
What's that?
visual reference.
Yeah, I can hear you, Bobby. How did I?
Can you tell me why I'm hearing everything like 2 different times?
Because it's James, but or somebody else. Who else has got? No, it's not Jake. Hold on. Oh, it's Al. I just muted Al. I thought it was. Okay, I thought it's Al. Something's the matter with your deal. But anyway, yeah, I can hear you. Is that better, Bobby?
Yeah, I think it's better now.
Yeah, it should be. Let me go in and change. Let me change this. Hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead and do this one. Now let me go in and change something here. Yeah, that should be better now, Bobby. You shouldn't be getting any kind of. You getting anything? Or you can hear good now. No, he's not moving. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's good now. I just hear you once.
Okay, cool. Yeah, it was Al's getting something, and then of course James is coming through the TV and everything else. But it's good to see the guys. Mr. Mitch says, what is Mr. Sitch? I will wave at everyone. Great to be back at my second home, the Wombat and Kiwi Bar in John Tiem. I'm glad he's feeling better. Wish he could have made it to the wedding, but let's see what James said. Now I can hear you.
Can't I see the chat? What am I doing wrong, Mitch? Mitch, I see the chat.
You guys want to listen to what they said?
See it over
Bobby,
here.
I'm gonna mute him for just a second because I wanted to ask Bobby, how are things looking for you guys? You and Jai, you gonna be able to make it soon or? Did you hear that, Bobby, or no?
I did, but I'm still getting it 2 times. I don't know what the problem is. I'm using an earbud and nothing else.
Do you have a window open in YouTube? If you got a window open in YouTube,
I'll bet that's the problem.
Yeah.
Just got to mute
Okay, I just closed that window totally.
Now it should be better.
Oh yeah, that was me. My bad.
Yeah, no problem.
That
look at
Yeah,
James.
we're anxious to come. The problem is my dad's 91 years old and he's not the healthiest.
Right. Because I know that we were talking about that problem, and you had come to mind, Jake had come to mind, Mitch had come to mind. You know, everybody's kind of got that problem when you're, in your 60s or between 50 and 60. Your parents are more than likely 80, 80 plus, and it's becoming a problem for people because how do you leave your parents?
Right.
It's got to be a hard thing to do. James. But what you think you guys are going to make it this year in 22?
Yeah, we're for sure going to come. I mean, it's probably going to end up being more like July. I'm thinking.
Right. Well, that's not too bad. What is it now? We got what? You got February, March, April, May, June.
Yeah,
So
6 months
then.
away.
6 months.
Yeah.
It'll be cool. I'm looking forward to meeting you both. That would be awesome. Good night to all. All right, RCS. Good night. Thanks for stopping by. We're only going to go maybe another. What do we got? Oh, it's already been an hour and a half. It's amazing. It goes by quick when I start rambling. Mrs. telling him to stop. She's hungry. Let's turn his mic on again. Let's see what we hear. Can we hear you eat?
Oh, you don't
James?
want to hear it. We're just eating. It sound like cow chugging.
Okay, I'll mute him again. I'm going to try Al again. Al, I'm going to turn you back on. Can you hear Al?
When I start rambling.
No, I still hear back feeding.
She's hungry.
What do you have on, Al?
Wait a second.
Oh, you don't want to hear it. We're just eating. It sound like cow chugging.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah,
I'll mute him.
probably
again.
has his web page like I did.
Yeah, I think so. Hold on, I muted you again. I have that ability. Let's see, the meeting of the minds at the Wombat. Yeah. I still want to. I was there for a week, and I didn't get a chance to go over there and get something to eat. It looked like they got really good food. Of course, it wouldn't be if Mark is still in the chat. That wouldn't be what you would want to go out and eat out. Although, like I said, it depends on your money. You'd still be able to probably do a once a week, night out. It thoroughly depends. That's the hardest question I think that anybody gets is how much does it take, or how much do you need, to live in Thailand, because it's such a big gamut. It depends on what you want.
Hey Dave,
Yeah.
before we go here,
Yeah.
I'm going to post a link in here. This is my nephew up in Kampang Pet, and
Is this the
he's
guitar player?
Yeah, he's the musician.
Yeah,
you know about.
yeah. Go by all
I'll
means.
post that there. People check
Post
him
it
out
up.
and give him a look, give him a listen.
Yeah, check him out. Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
the cool thing about he sings a lot of his songs in English, and he really doesn't speak English. I don't know how he does it. It's pretty amazing.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. I had my phone and camera watching on my desktop. All right, Al, hold on. I'll unmute you. There, you're unmuted now.
Give him a listen.
Yeah, check on.
Now,
The cool thing about
still getting it.
sings a lot of his
Now it's gone. Amped has been here. There's the link in case anybody wants to check it out. I would suggest checking it out. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Leaving my daughter.
Yeah, I'm kind of
that's
stuck. I either have the ability to talk but not hear anything, or listen and not talk.
Well, that kind of sucks. I'm getting an echo on me. What did I do here? Let me look at something real quick. Okay, that should be consultation. All right, let's see what leaving my daughters, my grandkids. Yeah, it would be tough. It is tough, and like I said, I've got some family members that I think would just absolutely love Thailand, but they've been raising their granddaughters. Their granddaughter spent pretty much all the time there, and she ain't leaving. But would she love Thailand? Yeah, I think so. Let's see what. Say before I die, I would like to go to Chiang Mai, to the elephant sanctuary. You can come to Surin. We've got all the
Wow.
elephants. There's Jesus.
I'm hungry too. That's a good looking feast.
Are you gonna give? Who's eating that? Is that Tom's?
That was delicious. Yum.
Wow, you guys are killing me.
Thank you.
Yeah, you come here, Miss. I mean, they've got. Ask Tom if Tom was in the chat. He went. He did a couple of videos. Thailand digital nomad with his little daughter. They went to the elephant village here up above Surin. It's about 45 minutes from me. HP. What is that? Some kind of a seasoning? Anyway, yeah, he had an absolute ball, and they I guess all the from what I hear and what my wife tells me is most all the elephants in Thailand come from Surin. I
Right.
see you there. Hello, people. It's my twin brother. uh, I have a light on too. All right. Let's see. I guess we'll. Anybody have any kind of questions or anything? It took me a while to figure it out. He had glasses. But anyway, it's been hour and 35 minutes. I think maybe I'm going to. God, there's still like 30 some odd people. A lot of salt, no good for you. Yeah, exactly, Daniel. you got that right. I got to watch that too. I did take my medication. It's really weird too. Yesterday, kind of like living in between the two places, I forgot to take my freaking medicine all day. Now we're over. Let's see what they're saying. We'll listen in. Okay, we're listening in now. We're listening to you. Hey, Mitch.
Thanks for the health advice. That's what I need.
I wish I could
If we
hear
can get it up for those.
a lot of salt. Yeah, I love salt too. Going Grays. They have
Do they
any
have
vegan
food in Wombat? That's a good
What
question.
I don't know. Do they?
I don't know if they have vegan food here.
They gotta have
Probably
a
not.
piece of lettuce. A piece of lettuce, maybe. That would be vegan, wouldn't it? Is T-bone steak vegan? I don't know. That's about how close I get to. You know what? I really feel bad for animals, but for me, thinking about doing that, not be able to at least once a month have a big thick steak, blood rare, I just couldn't do it. I don't think.
I don't know why I don't carry my other damn phone with me.
I feel like it is
Like
vegan whenever
set up
you're
a
eating
hotspot
Thai
or
food
something.
anyhow, all the vegetable.
Yeah, I love salads. I like vegetables, but I don't know. And everybody said, well, you get protein from beans and peanut butter and nuts, and it doesn't sound like a 2-inch thick steak to me somehow. It just isn't that appealing. Food porn. Yeah. Who put that up as food porn? Brock's not in here, is he? Oh, the twins are here. I'm on the live stream. I can see you. I'll put you up again. I'll put up the. Okay, the sound's back on. Can you guys hear or
Why
no?
are we unmuted again? You guys really want to hear what we're talking about?
Mitch is probably
Sure.
talking. Mitch is
We
probably.
can't hear you, so we're going to talk over you. So I don't know. Something's wrong with every time I go on StreamYard, there's something wrong with the volume. I can't hear you guys.
Yeah, you sound good here. All right, I will mute you again. There we go. Let's see, Porterhouse. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, but I feel for some of them. I watch Gordon Ramsay all the time. I really like watching some of his stuff. It's pretty funny. But some of his shows, not necessarily his Hell's Kitchen and stuff like that. He's got some offshoots and that show him at home, and he brought pigs there for his kids to raise, and cows and chickens, and then they butchered them and they put them. It was called The F Word, is the name of the show. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it, but anyway, then he said it was getting harder and harder for him to, thinking about, killing animals, but he still manned up and did it, trying to teach his kids that this is where food comes from. But it is kind of tough. We raised a cow once, and they got the biggest freaking eyes. The female, we had to leave. We had to leave the ranch or the place where we lived, our little 5 acres, and then the butcher came in and killed her. So my wife took care of her. I said, don't get attached. That's going to be dinner here pretty soon. And we called her T-Bone. That was her name. And what we did was we raised a
cattle
cow.
ranch.
Yeah, well, no, I just had 5 acres. But what we decided to do, we got tired. This was, almost 20 years ago. I got tired of wanting, antibiotics and hormones and all the shit that they're putting in the beef. I said, why don't we? There was like 4 of us, and we raised a cow. Another friend raised pigs. Another one raised a bunch of chickens or something. And anyway, we butchered them all and then we split it. We split it all up between us. And the meat was good. It wasn't the best in the whole world, but it was good. And I knew exactly what was in that frickin' piece of meat. I cussed. Where's my cuss jar? But it was hard to do, man. I felt for her. Like I said, you go up to that cow and those eyes were huge. And she just sit there, and I stayed away from that part of the property. My wife cleaned it and did everything. She was ruthless. She was amazing. She was fun. But nothing better than a big, thick steak. And I was big on tri-tip. That stuff from Gilroy, that carny garlic, at the garlic festival is what it is. You put that on tri-tip, and that's all you need. That and pepper. Best tri-tip you'll ever taste.
Are you saying carny garlic?
That's what I call it. But if you look at the garlic festival website,
okay,
you'll see it on there. It'll say garlic carny something. Or you'll get the gist.
Gotcha.
When you see it, you'll go, that's what he's talking about. I don't have the bottles even in front of me. I haven't had it for a year and a half. It's killing me. It's the best stuff I ever. Like I said, I've been using it for 30 years. Because we used to go to the garlic festival and set up T-shirt places and stuff with motorcycle stuff, and because a lot of bike history from that area, from back in the 60s and 70s. Not good stuff, by the way. A lot of fights and taking over the town, that kind of crap, years and years and years ago. Let's see, Harris Ranch. I don't know. What you guys tell me? Where's the best? I want to say one of the better steaks that I had was at Ruth Chris in Vegas. Now they're all over. There's a lot of good places in Los Angeles that I haven't been to, but every time I went to Vegas, I went there immediately to get my fix on a big thick steak, and a lot of them in
for
New
sure.
York too.
Harris Ranch has got some of the best meat around.
Yeah, nothing better than a good steak. I'd like to get something here. I want to try, and I did some of the Australian beef. I want to try to get it, the big hunks of it, and actually butcher it myself. Cow to get a steak, just go to the supermarket. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, but you know what it was, Brock? I don't know how it is in Australia, but they just pump our meat full of, and it isn't so much the steroid stuff, the antibiotics. What happens is if you eat so much of that crap, when you get sick and you try to get some antibiotics, you're almost immune to the shit because you've eaten so much of it. Now, I don't know what it's like in Australia. But that's exactly what I do. I wouldn't butcher anything. It's a lot easier to go down. And believe it or not, when Walmart first got their prime steak stuff, their steaks were excellent to buy and very reasonable. I don't know if anybody bought them, but Walmart steaks were excellent. We thought of our beef looking good on styrofoam trays, but not necessarily how it got there. Yeah, you never want to think about it, I guess. I don't know. It's hard. There's the carny garlic. Yeah. And yeah, what is it then? Garlic garni. If you guys get a chance to get it's expensive. I think the big Costco size bottle of it's like $30, 30 US. It's well worth it. And don't buy the low sodium. It doesn't do it justice. I tried that, and at still at my house and that I sold to my nephew, there's a whole full freaking bottle of the low sodium. I'll take my chances on going to the ER with that stuff. Morton's, yeah, Morton's was good. I've been to Morton's before. You can get New Zealand steaks. Hey Roy, how you doing? Here in John TM, much better than the Aussie steak. I'm going to look. I know that there's some that I can actually have shipped in to me. And now we've changed our address and stuff, and I actually have an address here. So I'm going to, hey, Stuck, how you doing?
I was the same way, Stuck. It's kind of hard to tell looking at me that I'm a redneck, but
Yeah, it store until I was about 12. Yeah, and that's the way, like I said, was saying about Ramsey's thing. The F word is, and the F word is a restaurant in the UK, and he in charge of it. It's a good series. Anyway, that's what he was trying to teach his kids. Where does this styrofoam wrapped thing come from? That's what he's trying to teach his kids. One of my girlfriends from way back when, her dad owned a butcher shop, and we went there. He would never let us leave. I would go there. His daughter worked there. He was a great guy. When we would leave there to go home, he would give us a 12 pack and two big giant steaks every freaking night. Well, 5 nights a week because he only worked 5 nights.
There's a butcher shop not too far from me.
Is there? Trapped in
Yeah,
Paradise
it's
Morning.
sort of a specialty thing, though. Hey,
Yeah.
guys, I'm going to get going.
All righty. Hey, dirty old man.
So you guys take care.
Hasta
Good
luego,
talking
son.
with you.
We'll
All
see
right.
you.
Good night.
James, thanks for making me hungry, you son of a...
Yeah.
Good to see you guys.
You just
Take
woke
care.
up.
All right.
I'm glad you can make it. All right, Jake. Take it easy.
See you. Have a good night.
See ya.
Bye.
You too. So I'm going to try to do that. And I might do it, like I said, I got to cut this thing. I still haven't cut it. I was supposed to cut it before the wedding. I probably will do. I'll do one on the cheesecake, and that'll probably be for Nikki's deal. And I'll also do one if I can get some of that Carney Garley. Maybe I can talk Bobby when he comes into smuggling it in a suitcase and getting it to me. I might even be able to have it shipped here. I haven't really even checked into it. I bet you I could have it shipped here. I'm going to check into that. I was going to have Mitch bring it, and I forgot to ask him last minute.
Do you have to get it in Gilroy, or you can get it anywhere?
No, you can get it anywhere. You can actually buy it on Amazon. If you go on Amazon, you can punch it in and you can have it, because I got Prime. And I would, all I had to do was have it shipped to Mitch's house, and he would have brought it to me. And I didn't.
So you can't get the stuff from Amazon Prime over there?
I don't know. No, they don't have an Amazon here. They've got an Amazon, but it's mainly like books and stuff. It's not like the Amazon we're used to there. That's what Lasada's for, I guess. But yeah, so I gotta check. I gotta check into that. I gotta check that. Lots of butcher shops all over Ireland, and the town's Irish beef. Pork is the best there in the Wagyu beef. Yeah, I can't bring myself to pay that kind of money for those. Am I saying that right? Wagyu? Anyway, I to pay something for that, I can get a prime steak that I'm perfectly content for, and not pay $200 for a steak. Best steak I had. What? TW. Sam's Steakhouse, the Holiday Inn in Phuket. To tell you the truth, what I did too in Hua Hin, there's a Blue Point market there, and if you go in, you can actually pick the steak out. It's Aussie beef, I think. It might be something else, and they cook it for you right there. You tell them you want a potato, and
Just
it's
a quick
like
check
5-star.
to see if you're getting echo or not. Trying something.
No, sounds good. Yeah, you can. They'll cook it for you, and it was pretty good.
Here.
Yeah, it sounds good here. Let's see, James, is he one to? Hello, James. Can you hear me, brother?
Yep. Now we still can't hear you, so we don't want to talk over everybody.
All right, I'll mute it again. But I do want to get that Ruth Chris in Manhattan. Yeah, they actually, I never went. They opened a Ruth Chris in Fresno, which is an hour from where I lived in Bass Lake, and it was there for the last 4 or 5 years. I was actually there, and I never went there. I don't know why. I just never went there. And I don't know where the first one was. The one I used to go to all the time was in Vegas. I don't know if that's where it originated from or not. Dirty old man saying hello. Hi, Dom. She's at her house. I haven't seen her. She had fun at the party. You would have had fun too. I was sorry he got sick before the wedding. That was too bad. We'll do it. We'll do it again. I want to do a party at the house. Even if we have a meetup in John Tiem or the first one in John Tiem or Pattaya, we'll have one here in Surin, and I'll have a big party at the house for 10 people, 15, 20, whatever. I don't care. And we'll cook up some good food. I do enjoy cooking like that. I do have a good time. And maybe I will try some New Zealand beef. Let's see. I think I'm caught up on everything, right? What's this with toxic chemicals? That means the meat is off. Also can't wash the beef in toxic chemicals to make it last longer. Yeah, exactly. We used to wash it. When I was in the restaurant, we used to wash, and I forget the name of the stuff, the lettuce and stuff to keep it from wilting. I'm sure that crap wasn't good for you. All right, guys, let's see. It's coming up on 2 hours. We'll go 10 more minutes. We'll go 2 hours just for shits and giggles. Make some Sunday gravy. Yeah. You know, I do make good biscuits and gravy too. But I just like cooking, man. I dig it. Here
I don't
you
like to
could get,
cook, but I love to eat.
yeah, well, you look at me. I definitely have that
You make the
ailment
biscuits and
myself.
gravy, I'll come have them all the time.
Okay, I'll do that. How far are you from me? You're not far at all, right? Did you ever get the location of exactly where the new house is?
For ours in Surin,
Yeah.
we're 4 kilometers outside of town, the opposite direction of where you're at.
Yeah, so you're probably still
Going towards
Well, you know where,
the elephant place.
okay. Yeah, so you're still up. I'm about, I want to say 2 kilometers from the big sea, maybe. And then there's a little airport there on the other side of the and if you know or you can see where the new government center is, which is awesome, by the way. I was in and out of there for my 90-day check-in in under 5 minutes. Boom, boom, and gone. It was great. Don't have to go all the way an hour away to get
It's
it.
2 years this month is the last time we were there.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's Jai think? She jonesing to get back, or she's just flowing
No,
with
she's anxious to go.
Yeah. I bet. Sorry I missed your party. I still don't know what it was. Was negative, assumed to be kidneys. Yeah, I hope you get the kidney thing done. That would be awesome. Sawadee krap. Guys, how's the new house? Hey, West Texas, Greg. It's great. I'm here. This isn't a green screen. This is my kitchen. It's here for now. We're going to finish moving on Saturday. And as I told you guys earlier, in case there's some people here that didn't see it before, my wife this morning informed me she got 4 or 5 guys, a truck from 10 o'clock in the morning on Saturday until they're done, moving everything for 3,500 baht, for $100. Unbelievable. That includes the truck, the 4 or 5 guys, the gas, everything. So it's like, and people wonder what, I mean, I told people I'm not moving anyway. But the house is great. I've been here the last 2 nights. Cheers, Tom. And it's been great. So I'm not going back to the other house. I'm staying here.
It kind of looks odd. I'm looking always way away because I'm on a 32-inch monitor and all of my reading is over there and the camera's over here.
I do that too because it's over here for me. What I'm going to try to do when I set up my new one is get a 32-inch and tie it into my laptop. And I do get the new laptop in probably 4 or 5 days. So hopefully, and it should work good. I might put 16 more gig of RAM in it, but otherwise it has 16 now. Should be no problem. Because like I said, on this computer here, it took me almost over 4 hours just to get it to download into my editing program to where I could work with it. It's insane.
Right.
So I won't have to deal with that. She's ordering it today. Let's see. Dirty Old Man saying, this is who I am, by the way. Has everyone here? that rides a scooter to complete their organ donation forms. Yeah, it is. It is a tough deal here, man. You got to be careful. Oh my God, so cheap. Yeah, exactly. Can you believe that? You know, James is talking. But yeah, when she told me that this morning, I said, "Well, that's a no-brainer. We'll just the 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 cousin that built the wall and his 3 or 4 workers, and he it would have cost me probably 3,000 baht anyway, and I would have had to drive our 4-door truck with a bed about this long back and forth 100 times. So this time I don't have to do it. I'm believing this. Oh, she's showing the menu. Let's let her. Okay, show us the drinks.
Drinks.
What do I want? What do I want? What drink
Did you
do I
unmute her?
want?
Yeah, she's talking to you guys. Unmute her for a second.
I did unmute
Yeah,
it.
keep going. Start over again. Do it again.
Start over. Yeah, I just saw her.
Yep, do the whole thing again.
Do it one more time. Here, I'm going to do this too. Can I make her bigger? Solo. Let's see. There we go. I think she said beautiful burger. There's the food.
That is a beautiful burger.
Chicken burger. Can they deliver to Surin? Is that a possibility?
Big what? And Dave just got demonetized.
Oh, well, that was pretty good there. Okay. Learning more stuff about StreamYard.
Good job.
James.
All right. I hope you guys can hear her.
Can you hear me? Oh, drinks. Let's see. How do I do?
I've heard that. Heard that before.
You guys want a cocktail too?
I heard that too. They have the John drink.
6 on the beach.
I want to know who orders the lady boy. I really do. No, I'm good.
I want big banana.
I'm straight. Big banana. Got a bar instance.
I don't see any burgundy. Is that, what did you say?
Where's Steve, man?
Is that an
What's he got to
elimination? Wake
Get
up
this
drunk
into here,
after
Steve.
Can I get an introduction
yeah.
there? Yeah, we just got to get
Always
together
have
in
that.
Thailand here, Joe.
Yeah,
We'll
very
both go
good.
to the Wombat.
Did you see that? Before you have sex
On the beach, you got to have wet kitty.
That's
What's in that anyway? Vodka, peach, schnapps, and cranberry. All right. I think we're going to be on the big screen. Got to love Thailand. Got to love Thailand.
Yes, she is. But that, that's the way. That's the women that are
About
here
to make
that I
Dave
see.
famous. Uh-oh. Yeah.
That's the ones I
As soon
see.
as the TV
are just like
cooperates.
that, and just nice as could be, and gorgeous, and
Yeah, the Android
accommodating.
TV's
And,
not working.
you can't. I don't know, man. I everything I know about here, I'm definitely a. I'm actually saying goodbye.
She was having fun.
See you at dinner. I'm definitely a cheerleader for Thailand, and for guys that are wanting to find a I don't know. Bobby's another one that probably thinks he's the luckiest man in the world, and
For
he's
sure.
got a. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, are there horror stories out there? Yeah, but there's also long-term relationships, that are top freaking notch, So I don't know. I'm a big cheerleader. Go Thailand, go. You want to come here and meet a nice Thai lady? I would suggest come to Isan, but you can go wherever you want. But they're here, and you can meet them in the big C. You can meet them on the street, walking down the street. They're approachable. They're not standoffish. They're not, look at this old. You get treated as a person as long as you're not an asshole. If you're an asshole, you get treated like one anywhere in the world. But that just goes without saying. But I would definitely think it would be a place that, like I said, I'm a cheerleader. I bet after you drink all that, you would not care about them. Yeah, I don't think you'd care about anything. But she seemed like I would definitely want her waiting on me. She's an upbeat, have a good time, fun person. Oh, let's see. What does he say? Oh, he is married to Steve. They own the Wombat. Okay, so we shot that down. Anybody that was hoping to hook up with that. But like I said, I mean, that's the way the women are. From what my experience has been here, and I'm not, I've only been in Thailand 3.5 years, so I haven't been here, 50 years or something. But West Texas Greg saying, what? Knowing I'd go there just to get that drink, and I don't really want to drink. Yeah, exactly. But like I said, even though she's married, I mean, just the smile on her face and her attitude, I mean, that's the people I want waiting on me. And that's the ones that I over tip, and my wife goes crazy on me. Why'd you give her 150 baht on a 300 baht, ticket. But that's just, like I said, that comes from my mom being in the, as a waitress and supported, a single mother supported me. So I make sure that I over tip. My wife knows that now, so she's pretty good with it now. I gotten lucky, and I've been talking to a wonderful Thai lady several times a day for over a year. Cool. If I can get there. Yeah, I don't know. I guess you can. I mean, one person to talk would be James. He came during that deal. You'd have to go. I don't know how long you were planning on staying, and I don't know if the lady could meet you in Phuket. But my recommendation would be go to the Sandbox and spend some time there, unless you had a particular place in Thailand. But I would just get her there and go there.
I would say talk to Andy. He's working on going in the next 3 weeks.
That's right. Let's see. That's the same one. Mr. Mitch is saying, what about? Hello. There's Al. What did you say, Al? I don't have you muted. Do I have you muted? Or did you mute yourself? Oh, you muted yourself. I have a question for when you have a couple of hundred or so people in your next stream. James. Yeah, I know. James gets a good bunch of people. And like I said, I don't know. He went through it. Mitch went through Sandbox in Phuket. There's I don't know. I like I said, if you're going to come, like I said, you're taking a big chance. You have to weigh out what you want to do if you're going to come for that instance, and you've only got 2 weeks or whatever, 3 weeks. But if you're going there to meet someone, I would move that person or get that person to Phuket and then meet in Phuket. Then you probably might have a better chance of wanting to take that deal. But you still have the chance of popping positive and having to go somewhere. It would still suck. So it's up to you. It's hard. Joe says Sandbox for me in April. Hope it works out. West Texas. Yeah. I don't know, man. You find the right one. I talked to my wife for 3 months online. And then when I met her at that 3-month mark, I knew exactly that she was for me when I laid my eyes on her. We chatted back and forth, but real flesh and blood, I knew right off the bat.
Dave, did she already speak English, or was that really shaky?
She speaks about as good as she does now. She understands a lot more now, but she's always was kind of in tune to speaking English because she worked for TOT. So she kind of had to at least have a little bit of English. She speaks a lot better than she lets on. She understands probably about 75%, which can be kind of a bitch every once in a while of what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I've got to be able to read her, because she'll give me the nod yes, and I'll say, oh no, you didn't understand what I said, and then we'll go through it again. So now it's become, but I'd say we communicate what we want. We're not the best in the world, but I still know zero Thai. It's really sad, actually. I mean, I've been
Well,
here.
the things I know I can't say on the mic.
Yeah, exactly. I can do that too. Let's see what Travelers 4444. My second time catching you. Your live stream was great. Thanks for coming by. I'm glad you like it. We have a good time here. We have a lot of fun. I enjoy doing it. So there's one more here, and then I think it's been 2 hours and 5 minutes. Randy, thank you. I have video called and grandmother and aunts and interacted with her daughter's social media and have messenger about her college and schooling. Yeah, I don't know. I think that I don't know. I knew my soon to be wife pretty well after the 3 months that I talked to her. And then when we spent a week together, and by the way, we spent, and people that watch know, I went to Surin here. I stayed in a hotel room. She stayed at her house, or her mom and dad's house. She came over every morning to eat breakfast with me, and then went to work. And then we would meet after work and go to dinner and talk, and then she would go back home. So it was strictly a platonic type deal. I didn't want anything interfering with my mind. Plus, I had just gotten out of a deal after 27, 30 years with the same woman. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I just wanted to take it real slow, and so did she. So we did that, and then after that, about another month later, I met her and the family in Krabi, and then we knew for sure, and we've been together ever since. So it's a great thing. I think you know. Let's see. Forever grateful to Dave for convincing me to do the sandbox. Love Phuket so much. I stayed. Yeah, he did. He stayed another 3 weeks afterwards. It was. I mean, like I said, if you're just coming here to vacation, you got to weigh the deal and decide on your own. If you're coming here to check it out and move, let's go. Let's undo them. Hey, I can hear you now. Oh wait, no, I can't. One more time. Oh, they have their mic. Oh, you guys have your mic muted. Then if you're coming here to go, I would definitely say, to stay for 3 months, 6 months, check it out, and then move here. It's a no-brainer to me, because even if you pop positive, you sit in a hotel for 14 days and you're negative and you take off. And I don't even think they keep you for 14 days if you tested before and you pop positive when you get here. I think it's up until you test negative and they cut you loose. Again, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a doctor. Check for yourself. But, then it's a no-brainer to me. And then if you don't, then you just go through your sandbox, go ahead and take in Phuket, Kamala, Railway, all the places there. There's nice places there. And once you get done with your sandbox, head to wherever you're, Jomtien, Pattaya, Isan, Krabi, wherever you want to go and spend your time. Let's see. Tommy going, Bill, good night, everybody. 3 of me go. All right, guys. I guess that I am going to end the stream. Let's see. Anybody want to? Al, I tried to unmute Al. I tried to unmute them, but they don't know. But I'm going to.
Muted myself.
Okay.
Hopefully you don't get an echo.
A little bit, not bad, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the deal. Anybody that wants to say, Bobby, thanks for coming on. Al, thanks for coming on. Wombat, thanks for coming on. Everybody in the chat, West Texas, Greg, Brock, E.T., Going Grays,
James,
Joe,
good to see me face to face.
David Kennedy, everybody that's in the chat. Thanks, Traveler 4444 for jumping in. Mr. Mitch, T&W, if you're still here. Everybody that's here, I really appreciate it. And I will catch you all on the next one. Anybody want to say goodbye? Go ahead, Bob.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody. Nice to see you all here.
Go ahead, Al.
See you later. Was good to send me sort of face-to-face with you, James, if you can hear.
I don't think so.
No,
all
I
right,
don't
guys.
think so either.
I will catch you on the next one.
Later, all.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good one, Dave.
See you.